Transformers 96 here with another very review. This time we have the Guardians of the Galaxy Marvel Universe Infinite Series Raccoon figure, so here you go. So before we go into the figure, let's go over his package. As you can see, really do love the design of this box. I've said this multiple times in all my reviews. On the back here you get a great picture of Rocket himself, looks awesome. Or on the side, I mean. And then on the back you get a nice picture of the figure as well as a little bio. I haven't read this, but I'm going to because it kind of looks interesting. And the other figures in the assortment, I have them all, and I've built Groot, so yeah, I'm very happy about that. Alright, so now on to Rocket himself. Rocket is definitely, you know, a pretty interesting character. He's the one that really makes the movie, you know, sound strange, that they've got a talking raccoon on their side. It's just kind of an odd little character here, but definitely a fan favorite, I'd have to say, for people that know Guardians of the Galaxy. Everybody seems to love Rocket and Groot, so very cool. So first of all, let's just go over his accessories. This accessory was not shown with him until very recently, actually. Even when they showed the in-package stock photo of Rocket, some of the photos didn't actually have this in there. So I don't know if they were just trying to hold back on showing us this accessory for as long as they could, or if this was a little bit more of an afterthought, or I'm not quite sure, but they did end up giving us this, and it does look very cool. This is the kind of shooting. I don't know what you call this, like bazooka that Star-Lord uses in the most recent, the most recent trailer. As you can see, it's got a lot of nice design. I love this gold. It really looks realistic. It's not like shiny gold or, you know, really bright gold like we see a lot. It's got a really nice metallic yellow, but very mild. I mean, it looks like real gold, which is great. Love this bright silver as well, and it's got a wash to it to make it look a little used and not completely perfectly new and everything. Looks really cool. You got tons of texture here. I mean, just the design of the whole thing is just really great, and I really do love it. This goes on Star-Lord, so let me show you how that looks. So here's Star-Lord with the weapon. As you can see, he looks really great, and I really do like the way he holds it. Of course, it just kind of sits on his chest, the end part, and then he holds the handles on the side, and it just looks really cool. And he does use this, as we've seen in the trailer, and I'm sure that this will be a pretty neat scene in the movie, because he's gonna, you know, this is just a really awesome design of a gun. He doesn't hold it like super well. I mean, I put it in his hands, but you know, the grip is of course quite small, so it doesn't like really grasp in his hands. But if you kind of just pose him with the wrist type of kind of curved in, he does hold it really quite nice, and you just get a really cool look. As you can see, that just looks awesome, so really do like this. And now back to Rocket. Let's go over the actual figure. Here you go, let's get a close-up on his face. As you can see, it looks pretty good. You know, I've seen this in other reviews where, like, the little mouth kind of piece is painted off. I don't know what's with that, but it should be, the black should be going on that actual, like, sculpted line and not kind of going under. It doesn't really bother me too much. The face still looks pretty decent. You know, not a whole lot of character here. He kind of just looks a little normal, but it still works for all your poses, because he can be standing straight and you look fine, and he can also be fighting and look fine. He doesn't need, like, a big mean expression or anything like that, but overall he does look good in hair, and it's painted and sculpted really nicely. Do like the costume a lot. I think it looks good. The only thing that I don't like is that that they're all kind of going with different costumes here. I mean, Drax and Star-Lord have their very dark burgundy red suits on, and because of that, I wish that they went with the dark burgundy suits for both Gamora and Rocket, but they didn't. So it kind of makes them look a little odd together, because they're not wearing the same uniforms like they wear in the movie. You know, like, obviously Rocket Raccoon wears this orange, but I believe when he does, some of the other Guardians wear a little bit different costumes rather than that red suit that they all seem to wear together in some spots. So yeah, we'll have to see the movie though to see how accurate that is, but we'll see. It is a nice kind of orange vest with some armor on it. Looks pretty cool. Do like his little tail here. Looks quite nice. There's not a whole lot of character to it. I wish there was a little like swoosh at the end or something like that, so it wasn't just so straight, just standing there. And overall looks cool. He's got little raccoon hands, which are really funny, and little feet. Overall, I mean, they did a good job of designing this Rocket Raccoon figure or character, because he really does look like a raccoon, you know. I mean, he looks like a real one. The comic versions, you know, kind of have him stocky, more of like a cartoonish type of look, while this one is going for more of a realistic take. As you can see, here's his rocket. It's his bazooka, his massive gun. Looks great. I love this kind of like a bone tan that they used, and then they kind of washed in a very dark brown. Looks really sick. Gives it a nice, awesome look. A very alien and cool design. You can see like four. See if we can focus here. Yeah, you can see like the 4-bullet type of thing. We see Rocket Raccoon holding this in the trailer. I mean, you can put it in both hands. This one doesn't really fit too well, but he can hold it, and you know, you can pose him like this type of thing. You know, you can do this and the whole bit, which is quite nice. This hand, his what is this? His left hand is the one that's actually designed for holding this, because it does have a whole trigger finger and all of that. And he, you know, he holds it fine. I mean, his hands are so, or his fingers are so thin that he doesn't hold it super well or anything. But you know, it's fine for poses. I mean, you can you know, get him to hold it with either hand. You just have to do some working with it, but then you know, he's fine. I like it just kind of having it up on like his shoulder. I think it looks cool. This is kind of how I like to display him. I mean, I go back and forth with giving this accessory, which is this one, to Groot and Rocket, but I think that Rocket does look kind of cool, just like kind of holding the big rocket up and then holding the orb. I think he just, oops, I dropped it, but I think he just looks nice like that. Don't have all day here. There we go. Just something like that. I think he looks pretty cool. And overall, that is quite nice. Really do love... Just trying to get the orb to stay. I really do love this this gun. I think he holds it really well, and he just looks pretty cool. He can also just like actually hold it without like firing it like this type of thing. He can just kind of hold it like this with two hands, and you know, you can do lots of stuff to adjust him. The only thing that I really don't like about this figure is the lack of leg articulation and the lack of tail. When it comes to the waist up, he's fine. He's got a ball joint head, which is really nice. He's got ball hinge shoulders with a hinge swivel elbow, I mean, and then a swivel wrist, and then he's got a swivel waist, which is good. I mean, it could be considered a ball joint, but it really just swivels. He's got a swivel tail, and that's it. I need some leg articulation, in my opinion. I really wish I could, you know, kind of put him on Groot's shoulders and have him look cool with the knees all bent and stuff, like he's kind of perched on his shoulder. Instead, he's just so standing up straight that it just doesn't work, and I really just don't like that. Wish that could have really been fixed. Really, I think every Rocket Raccoon figure that has come out from movie or comic does not have posable feet, which I really find disappointing, and definitely something I wish that we could have had. And yeah, so now let's do some comparisons. First of all, here he is with his Marvel Universe counterpart from the comic series. As you can see, they look pretty good together. I'm sure the Build-A-Figure Marvel Universe comic series, Rocket Raccoon, would look really nice with him. Unfortunately, I don't have that figure. It's just one of those figures that's on my bucket list, but I'm not like too insanely excited about getting it, so I haven't been pursuing it like crazy. But I do plan to eventually get that Build-A-Figure, but for now, I'm happy with this, and he does look quite nice with his comic-looking counterpart. So here's the whole team together. I mean, they just look awesome. Just so cool to have them all, and they just look so perfect together. Of course, Rocket Raccoon goes really good with Groot, because you know, in the movie, I think that they're going to be kind of like partners. But overall, they just look awesome together. I would highly recommend getting the entire team. I've had a lot of fun with just about all these figures. Gamora is certainly the most disappointing one, while Groot would probably be the most exciting, but all of them together are really quite great. The only thing that I don't like, which I've said earlier in this review, is the fact that they're not in the matching type of clothes. I feel like, you know, all of the stuff that they're wearing right now, they do wear some type in the movie, I'm sure, but just not all together, because I know that there is a poster that is all of them in that dark burgundy red costumes, and I think that they really should have went with that, because they went with that with Drax, and they went with that with Star-Lord, but they didn't for Gamora and Rocket. And if they put them in their kind of red suits, I think that they would just look more like a unified team and not so much more like a bunch of random people together. But they do still look really nice together. I just really wish that they were in the type of matching uniforms type of thing. But they do look great, and I really am happy to have them all. And they look so awesome. It's just so much fun to have the team. So I would highly recommend getting them all together. So overall, I have to say I really do like this figure. I think that he looks great himself. I like the way he holds his gun, and I think the gun looks great, as well as Star-Lord's type of weapon looks fantastic and really works really well. And I just have to say I love this set. Anybody that says that you really don't get your money's worth with this is ridiculous. I mean, you know, I'm so sick of people kind of, you know, getting upset that it's Rocket Raccoon and because he's small you don't get enough. I mean, you're buying this for the figure. It would be unreasonable to want Hasbro to package him with another character, because, you know, he has a lot of detail, a lot of sculpting, and a decent amount of size with him. I think that they could have just put him in there with his gun and with the Build-A-Figure part and without this weapon, but they were gracious enough to add the weapon, and I think that that's really fantastic and really just makes it even more worth it, as well as you do get the best Groot piece, which, so, you know, that just makes it a little better too. I have to say I really do love this set, and I think it's highly worth it. You know, I really wouldn't recommend it if you're not going to complete the team, but if you are planning on completing the team, it's obviously a must-have, and definitely you shouldn't be disappointed with it, because it is quite a fun figure, and you can do some fun stuff with them. Just wish he had some leg articulation. But there you go, so that's my review of the Marvel Universe Guardians of the Galaxy Infinite Series Rocket Raccoon. Thank you so much for watching.